scroll the ball, who never will sound their soul? Who is stuck in the doors of hell? Who cannot be in control? Three trolls, three trolls, three trolls. Who goes to the grass and all underneath this straw? Three trolls, three trolls. The world famous comedy store does not endorse no condone the words of three trolls.
When you're a man and you go bald, you don't even know how bald you are most of the time. The first time I found out I was going bald in the back, my sister, this is 2004, my sister goes, "You have a sunburn on the top of your head." And I'm like, how is that possible? Isn't there hair up there?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Hair density not covering it. You wouldn't know unless you're looking at the top of your head. I guess it would make you eat maybe less pussy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I couldn't eat
A
any
little
less
more
pussy now.
more paranoid.
I'm thinking
you looking at my head?
I'm thinking of growing mine back. What do you think? Should I just start growing it back?
Grow back your hair?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I
sick
wanna
of
get
it.
that
I'm sick of this
stuff.
bald look. I think I'm just going to start growing it
Just
back.
use the Gorilla Glue
I've been-
and get a GoFundMe to get one of those toupees that flew onto your head.
Yeah, well, they used to have this thing that you could spray on your head.
My brother
And it-
uses
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Is it
Oh,
real?
yeah.
Does it work?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
lots
he just
of people
makes a
use
mess
that.
in the
So-
bathroom and my mom gets pissed off
There's
because
just a bunch of fake hair in the fucking...
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck is he spraying? I'm like, hair?
It's just spray paint. Like,
Yeah, it's worse than actual finding real hair in the bathroom because you have to scrub it off and shit. And
right, it's
Yeah.
paint. It's not hair. Hair you can sweep up. You can't
Yeah.
sweep up paint.
Would you describe your brother as the hair of parents? Thank you.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Kind of a hairy situation with your brother there, huh?
yeah.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, I can't believe I haven't been killed by the homeless yet. Because I fight back, motherfucker. I don't put up with this shit anymore. I want
Right,
them
we gotta
to die.
fight. We gotta fight, you know.
Well, let me tell
Like,
you how
that. Like they
fucked
did
up-
at the Capitol.
Let me tell you how fucked up. Hey, well, you want to get impeached? Quiet you.
Yeah, they might ruin my chances of running for office. They're gonna impeach some more dead presidents next.
Yeah.
They might as well impeach the band. Was it a band?
Right.
I don't even know.
The
I don't-
Peaches?
They should.
Peaches.
They
No,
should
the
impeach the
presidents.
presidents
Impeach.
of the United States of America. That's what they were called. Impeach them, dude.
Yeah.
Impeach them. Millions of peaches. That was their song. No, okay. So
Oh,
listen.
really? Was it?
I used to
Yeah,
love that song.
millions of
funny.
peaches. They were the fun grunge
Yeah,
band.
yeah.
They were like
Yeah.
a fun
Okay.
grunge band. Like, oh,
Okay.
this is nice. Why are you not? Why
They had
does
a fun
Soundgarden
name.
sing a song
Yeah.
about peaches instead of killing yourself? Fucking heck. Well, I went into 7-Eleven not too long ago, and you know, it's 10.
Homeless people don't go there.
No, it's the only place they go to.
I know. That's why
And-
she's saying it.
Well, to
obviously.
the people that don't live in
You're like, yeah.
California and don't know
Yeah.
what 7-Eleven is like here,
Yeah.
it used to be they would just stand by the door and then hold the door open for you and then ask for money.
Yeah.
So I would just drive to the other 7-Eleven down the street and just avoid them entirely. Now they have encampments outside 7-Eleven. And they just go through the 7-Eleven all day like it's their whatever, their walk-in
It's a grocery
closet or
store.
something. Yeah.
It's like their
Yeah.
kitchen.
It's a grocery store for fuck-ups.
Yeah, it's like a kitchen.
That's
for
what I
them.
use it for. I use it
For
to
poor
buy
people.
Lunchables and Francis Ford Coppola wine. Now, we were talking earlier, you don't want to get drunk on a full stomach. It takes longer to get drunk.
Yeah, you went to an empty
Lunchables.
stomach. Yeah.
Lunchables,
Yeah.
the perfect. It's
Yeah.
basically the poor man's chartreuse board. But you get a little bit of cheese and a little
Get
bit
a
of
little
cracker
jerky
in you.
and a little bit of cheese on the side. Yeah.
Perfect. And
Yeah.
then you eat that, and then you can just crush that bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And about 3 hours later, you're just opening the window, screaming out the N-word.
Yeah.
N-word!
Yeah.
N-word! And then you're like, oh, I need to go get a real meal now. I need to sober the fuck up. But anyway, so I was in there, and I was standing in line. First of all, they cut in front of me. The homeless people cut in front of me, so I was already irritated. And then they do this thing.
Dude, the guy's obviously in a hurry.
Exactly.
Like,
They're never in a fucking hurry
I'll
to
tell you,
do
what,
anything.
they're definitely never in a hurry to get across the street.
Was he wearing a mask though?
They were wearing masks. This is why it's all a big fat
Hilarious.
fucking joke to me.
Hilarious.
They picked up dirty masks off the fucking ground and walked into 7-Eleven, and that's supposed to protect me.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
actually breathing more germs on me now, motherfucker. And that was my point. When I was in line, one of them was buying a hot dog, a drunkard. The other guy was buying a Slurpee, meth head. So these dudes were already irritable, okay?
Oh,
so,
and then they're gonna take a fat shit on your lawn.
No.
Disgusting.
You'll love the rest of this story. They ain't coming anywhere near me again. So the guy wants to buy a hot dog or whatever, so he's just brushing up against me.
Ugh.
And I say, I don't even look at him. I just say...
6 feet.
I just say, don't touch me. And then everyone in the 7-Eleven got really quiet. And then one of the homeless guy goes, you know, man, you could be a lot nicer about it. And I said, you can go fuck yourself. And I did. And then once I started in on him, I pulled my mask down so he could see my teeth. I was like, that was one of those subconscious animal moves.
That's hilarious.
Where you're like, you want to fuck with me? Look at these teeth.
Yeah.
You pulled an Eleanor move.
I don't have anything to lose, motherfucker.
Are you trying to just show off that you have teeth?
Just showing up.
Did he feel worse about himself?
So the dude went from zero to insane immediately.
To super rock hard.
Yeah. Dude, he just started calling me a faggot. He started berating me.
Yeah.
And I was like, and in my mind, I was like, well, this is why you can't stay employed. You have a terrible attitude problem.
You should just invite him onto the podcast and you just say the F word and the N word all day
I'd like
long.
to invite him to the podcast, and then we kill him.
Yeah.
And there is no podcast. And we just do some
It's
fucking
called a
street
snuff
justice.
film.
It's called
Yeah.
street justice.
So I saw the.
Wait.
Oh,
The
yeah,
story's not over.
Oh, sorry.
Are you
Go ahead, go
kidding
ahead.
me?
Sorry.
Do you not know
I
about
was like,
where
did
we
you-
live?
Yeah.
That guy didn't leave it there.
He followed
Right.
you.
Well, no, he started calling me faggot, and I just freaked out, and I said, "You're buying another man a hot dog. There's nothing gayer than that." And then he also called me a homo, and I said, "I may be a homo, but at least I'm not homeless." But for real, I was gonna go to my Lunchable and get drunk in my house. Which rules? We got Netflix, we got Amazon Prime. You don't have shit, motherfucker. But anyway,
they do have like fucking giant TVs in those tents.
Oh, dude, because they have electricity. They plug into the
They
lamp
fucking
posts.
like
Yeah.
have legit.
Wild.
They have. I bet you they have bigger TVs in their tents than I have in my living room.
Probably.
Well,
I'm
they're
not
not allowed to
like-
tell them to move the furniture anymore either.
No,
They
you
can
can't
like
take
literally
it
build
away.
their own towns. Like,
Yeah.
remember when we were a kid and you'd get stuff from the neighborhood and try to build a fort? And my mom would always be like, "What are you doing making mess? You're acting like homeless, disgusting, building stuff." I'd use garbage bags. Like building a fort like behind the restaurant where my parents own the restaurant. You know, it's just as a kid, that's what you want to do.
you're
But
preparing for
you're not
life in
supposed to grow
California.
up and do it. You know what I mean? It's
They're trash
hilarious.
Legos, dude. That's what they
Yeah.
are. They're like making
Yeah.
an igloo out
They
of
put
garbage.
doors in and shit. Like it's
Dude,
insane.
it's wild.
Dude,
It's
really
you know,
is.
You know what I was thinking really about it was how like we used to be like we took some pictures today like,
Yeah.
over by some fucking store that's it's
Somebody
a
graffitied
Rite
my
Aid.
elevator in
A
my building.
Rite Aid.
How'd they do that?
They got in somehow.
Why would you even want to do that? That's like guys that carve their name into a toilet seat.
And they
People
signed-
shit on your name, stupid.
Listen
Yeah.
to this. Taylor
And
has a
piss on
painting
it.
out in the lobby. Signed that too. His name was Chris. Like this dumb motherfucker put his name on there too.
Dude, that's balls.
Yeah.
That's some balls. Okay,
Yeah.
that's balls like the homeless
graffiti
guy I
mover will
was telling
take
you
it
a
off.
story about.
Yeah.
I just have to finish the story because I think.
Oh, sorry.
So the guy says to me, he said, if there weren't cameras in here, I'd fuck you up. At which point I grabbed the bottle of 2020 Francis Ford Coppola, a great vintage, by the way. I flip it over like a fucking weapon, and I say, I will smash you in the fucking face if you don't get out of here right now, and I don't care who's taping me. So at this point, I scared him so bad that not only did he leave and not come back to the 7-Eleven, you would expect him to wait in the parking lot if he was a real tough guy, right?
Yeah.
I saw him the next fucking day. When I was walking down to the weed dispensary. He rode his bike right by me, looked at me, recognized me, smiled, and kept on rolling. And he was so smart to do that because after I had another 2 days to think about how much I wanted to fuck his ass up, I was at a great position to fuck his ass up. Had my hand right on the mace. Now I mace you in the fucking face, and guess what? Joseph P. Larkin has a fucking bicycle. Now I'm roaming around. I'm no longer on foot. I'm on wheels, motherfucker. I'm spraying everyone in the face and riding away.
You gotta wait till the wind settles down. It's been quite windy lately.
But anyways, that's my story.
Yeah.
That's my story. Is they're all talk. God damn it! It was like getting into an argument with a woman. He started
Speak for
making,
yourself. I got punched in the face and I didn't even
that's
say anything.
Yeah, that guy is all action.
Yeah.
You'd think that guy be assertive enough to
If
have
you're
a
a
job.
woman or Asian, I guess you're fucked.
Yeah, maybe that's
fuck up
true.
Asians too.
Yeah, maybe they
Yeah,
do. Oh, that
big
one.
time.
Who was the lady who got fucking? Who had the coffee can of diarrhea poured
my
on her
God,
from some
dude.
homeless guy?
Where he ran
Like,
across the street. He was like, they're like, he's
Yeah.
mentally ill. She's like, I
was
feel really bad for him.
collecting
I'm like, bitch, he gave you a disease. Like, you don't feel bad for them. They belong 6 feet under. I'm
they
sorry.
should be in a.
Give me
in
my
a-
6 feet, motherfucker.
Yeah, put it under.
Die already,
Look.
bitch.
Look, I'm not as extreme. I think they deserve to be in a home, but it should be a funeral home.
I think we should put him. I think we should put him in a freak show and throw fucking food at them. Oh, you want to eat today? You eat it off your fucking
Yeah.
face. I'm throwing tomatoes at you, brother.
Like we used to have like human zoos, right? With like
Yeah.
fake Aboriginal people that we would put in there.
Oh,
We should
God.
just take actual homeless people and put them into the zoos. Hey, look, here they are in their natural
Habitat.
environment, taking up space in something they're not supposed to
And
be
going
in.
through trash and making a mess. That's
Yeah.
all they do.
That's
Yeah.
what trips me out.
And they
dude.
start screaming. They're like, hey, I'm alive. I'm alive.
That is the
You're not-
worst part. Is the trash part.
Well,
Like,
this is the
it's
part that
just-
trips me
Disgusting.
out. This is the part that trips me out. They have so much get up and go because in my neighborhood, they're out and moving at 4 a.m. because they want to beat the garbage truck and then get drunk by the time it's like 9 or when the liquor store opens. When I think the liquor store opens at 5.
5
4
a.m.?
Yeah, so from
Okay.
4 to 5, they're out and about going through the trash. It's like, if you have enough get up and go to dig through my fucking old cat food cans, you have enough get up and go to get a goddamn fucking job.
They don't. Like, most of them can't get a job, and a lot of them are mentally ill or just on fucking drugs. They just want to get high and do whatever the fuck they want. They want to do whatever the fuck they want. They don't
Yeah.
want to have to live by any rules that we have to live by.
So
it's
that's
they
why I
don't want
think
to
it's
live by
funny
it.
when they wear the
Yeah.
mask going into
They're
7-Eleven.
not bragging about
You're not-
taking a fucking vaccine that's not even been
the
tested.
mask
You know, they don't give a
is
shit.
the only rule they have to follow.
Literally.
How crazy is that?
In order to get in the store and
only
steal stuff.
one that they have
Well,
to
that was the
follow
other thing.
is that. They can piss and shit in the street and smoke crack on the bus.
Yeah.
But
They can play with themselves
They-
at the bus stop.
yeah, but the one thing they can't do, because we know how dangerous it is to society, is walk into an indoor enclosure without a mask on.
It's so
Holy shit. What could result? What kind of chaos could result from a homeless guy wearing or not wearing a mask inside 7-Eleven?
It's
We'll
crazy.
never
And now the
know.
restaurants are like imitating like life on the streets because now they have to build tents with
Yeah.
open air
Nonsense.
tents
This is
for people to
nonsense.
eat outside like we're fucking homeless. I'm like, what is
My-
the point of paying your rent for this fucking building if you can't even be inside? People have to wear masks anyway, so fucking let people inside. It's so ridiculous. As soon as you
buddies-
sit down, magically, nothing makes sense. It doesn't. Nothing's consistent. You know, there's no consistent. Even like people who are like, oh, I don't want to do, I don't feel comfortable going to a show. I don't feel comfortable. Well, like you were saying earlier, but they're okay with traveling to another state that's open and doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like people are
These
okay
comedians are like,
with traveling,
you know.
going to Mexico for vacation and doing, they have different rules that are totally fine with doing it there. But when they're here, they're virtue signaling online. They're completely different in person. I fucking can't stand it. It's like, you guys fucking suck. And that's why everybody's still locked down, because you guys are fucking retards.
and
Well,
they're
here-
bending over for it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
They
They're
love getting
letting-
butt fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just want somebody to tell them what to do because people are so terrified of making their own decisions and feeling like they have to suffer the repercussions of their
Right.
own responsibilities. Like they would rather just have somebody else make all the choices and some of them be wrong than have to be responsible for being
Anything.
for any
Yeah.
of the wrong ones.
Right.
Yeah, you ever notice people are just looking for scapegoats too? They
yeah.
want someone else to fuck up so that they can be like, "Whoa, at least it wasn't me."
Oh yeah,
At least
it's
I
like
didn't do that.
the fucking witch trials.
It's a lot easier to
no
say
one
I
can-
hate Trump than I hate myself.
Yeah, and no one can point at you if you're getting everybody to point at someone else. So like you're safe if everyone is like the whole mob is going after somebody that isn't you.
That's why you point one finger, 3 fingers point back at you.
That's
it's it's a mirror, you know. It's
Except the Nazis, they pointed with all their fingers.
right.
That's how they got out of it.
Damn.
At this point, man, I respect actual Nazis
Yeah.
more than any of our elected officials.
Yeah.
'Cause I think about stuff like this all the time because they're always like, "You're a Nazi, you're a Nazi." It's like, excuse me, the Nazis dressed well, okay? They were clean. Their streets were clean. There's no Nazis in this fucking country. I can tell you that right now.
No.
They were organized. Dude, they almost pulled off a Holocaust. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
no, I mean,
amazing.
people used to do it all the time.
Well, you know what I
But,
mean. In
yeah.
the modern age,
Yeah,
that
in the
stuff
modern
just
age,
doesn't fucking
that's-
happen now.
It's hard.
So you can't just compare some fat fuck who was allowed into the Capitol
Yeah.
to Hitler. You just can't. They're not in comparison. They're not good. They're not good enough Nazis, man.
Yeah.
They
No,
didn't do
well, that's the whole
shit.
thing
They
that
didn't
made me
kill
so
anyone.
mad about about when they called that whole thing an insurrection. I go like, oh, did anyone like start filling the seats and start passing laws? No, then it wasn't an insurrection
Right.
of the
A photo
government.
op.
No.
It was just people going into a building, and what it was really funny to watch actually as the people like went in because they were like when the people
were
first
in
went
the
in, they were like
lines, in
confused
between the ropes.
They were
They're
like,
waiting.
because. Like, I don't think anyone
Cops let 'em
expected
in.
exactly. They didn't know what to expect, so they just got there and they're like, "Well, I guess we're inside now." So
And
I guess
also
we'll take
they
some
give
pictures.
tours that it's open
And,
to the public.
Yeah, you can go in there.
It's open
well,
to the
not
public.
anymore.
Yeah.
You can't. But
How wild is this? Why isn't anyone concerned about the fact that the National Guard has been
Still there, and
around the
there's a
White
fence
House
still
for
there?
like a month or two?
oh, not just the White House, like the Capitol, I think too. I
Yeah.
think they were around the White House before.
Man, what did Trump have on them? He must
Everything.
have had some real fucking dirt. 'Cause
Everything.
They shut
I
him up
think he
so
was just
quickly at the end.
dismantling them, and that's what they were afraid of. I don't think he actually had so much as dirt on them; is that he was figuring them out.
Yeah, he
because in the
dismantled.
beginning, like Trump's first 2 years, were
fired
actually,
so many
like-
people.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't know like it.
He didn't know how deep that swamp was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't-
Mike Pence was part of that swamp, for
Yeah.
instance.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think those first 2 years were like more like a wash for Trump. And then after that, it was like, oh, okay, now he's starting to get the ball rolling. He's like making some things actually happen.
Right.
He's getting like deals made, like actual change is occurring.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, no way.
Well,
The
other thing
economy
they-
was booming. Like there
Yeah.
was so much opportunity. And this is what people don't realize. I'm like, the last 4 years, I just remember being at the Comedy Store and just being so fucking busy. And there was just so many shows. People had money to spend. People had like extra money to spend. And it's just like, even me, and I was always like struggling with money in LA because it's so expensive to live here. I was making money and I wasn't worried about it. Like, even though everything was expensive, I was like, that's all right. I can afford it now. Finally, it was just busy. Like I was turning down work. I was like, no, dude, I'm exhausted. I can't possibly work anymore. And now I'm just like, please, I want to fucking work. But they've just taken away my entire industry. I'm like a career bartender was. I mean, are bars going to be open? Like, I have no idea. It's like, maybe if you want to own your own bar or restaurant, how the fuck are you going to do it? These motherfuckers have taken everybody's rights away to even own anything. Like, and that's what people don't realize. It's like, they're just so into socialism and big government and all this shit. I'm like, you don't realize what that is. Like, when I went to visit my aunt, fucking years ago, almost 20 years ago, I remember it was communist before, but 85, it turned basically into socialism. It's basically still communism. Yes. They would turn off the water at certain times a day. Yeah. The electricity would go off certain times a day. And, on older parts of the city, newer parts, were, working a little bit better, but still, it's not a good system. That's why people from there are playing the lottery to come to the United States. They have a lottery in place there, right? Like, it's like, dude, there's a reason. Nobody's escaping the United States to go somewhere else as of now. And
the only time you leave here is if you are unbelievably wealthy and you want to stop paying the government to live here.
Right.
And you have enough money. Then those people will leave and go to, like, I don't know, some other really nice place where it's nice if you have money. And it costs, 10 cents a day
to live there.
10 cents a day to fuck as many little boys as you want.
Right.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. It's called
another
Bali.
factor.
Bali, come on.
The Golden
Tell me
Triangle.
what's going on there. Bali.
Myanmar, that place that's taken over by the government right now, by the military. Myanmar.
Yeah, Myanmar.
Myanmar.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, though.
Yeah, I think their military is taking over until they have another election. Dude. But there's another, like, Cambodia's there, and it's like all drug trafficking, like heroin and sex trafficking. That's all they do. And the CIA named it basically the Golden Triangle. It's like we're all involved in that shit.
The fun thing about politics and punk rock is that songs that were relevant in 1980 are now relevant again because it's just the same shit over and over. Holiday in Cambodia.
History repeats itself.
It never ends, dude. It never, ever fucking ends.
History
all the
repeats
people
itself.
that Biden put in are, like, all former, like, Bush.
All former
like,
men, and now they dress like
Obama.
women.
Yeah,
they're all like the fucking the war people from the past.
I was thinking about that today. Isn't it interesting how
it's just gonna ramp up?
All these liberal people.
they're already talking about war with who were they talking about?
Iran was one of
Iran
them.
and
when really we should be terrified of China. By the way,
we should be.
Oh yeah.
Of all the countries, like China,
Biden's like they're
Russia,
not. They're good people.
They're both like.
We're
pretty
talking about the
terrifying,
government. We're talking about CCP. We're not talking about their people. We're talking about. You should never judge people by their governments because it's like people talking about Venezuela. It's like that. It's not their fucking fault. You know what I mean? Maybe partly, but like, yeah, you just can't. You can't do that. It's very unfair. I wouldn't want to be judged by somebody.
I don't
How
judge
many bombs
Chinese
have
people.
the U.S. thrown in the Middle East? I don't want to be judged.
Yeah, we don't even know. We don't even know. Our media doesn't tell us about what
We
we're
don't
doing.
They don't
know.
even tell the president.
Yeah.
They didn't tell the president about how many troops they had. Like how
Trump
crazy,
or Biden?
Trump.
No way.
In like Syria or whatever, I think it was Syria. They misinformed the president about how many. Like they intentionally misinformed him about how big the troop presence was. If that's not an actual like coup, I don't know what the hell is. You're
getting their
performing
oil.
military operations outside of the president's knowledge.
It's insane.
Like
and we're probably not even getting their oil. It's probably like a Halliburton deal, like with fucking
We're not
Cheney.
getting
Remember
any
that?
oil. Yeah,
it's
get
like
real.
it's
all
probably
about-
other
it's probably all about
government
the defense.
government companies within. Like, why can't I think of the freaking name of the Lockheed Martin and all this shit? That's for weapons and shit.
Oh yeah,
it's all black ops stuff that we don't even know about. Maybe even they're hiding it from the president. Obviously.
Yeah.
All that fucking money. Like, it's weird, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know who I was talking to. I was talking to somebody who was saying, like, I think they only hide it from the presidents who are trying to stop them. But if it's somebody who plays ball, like Obama played ball, then they don't hide it.
Hillary, I mean, come on.
I find it really interesting that liberals think that they're the group that's against warmongering and racism and hatred. It's like
I think maybe they used to be, but I
that's
don't
what I
know.
wonder too, because ever since the Bushes,
I'm scared.
all of them have been war hawks except for Trump.
He
Trump's the
hasn't
only
started one new
non-war
war.
hawk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's of both parties.
Yeah.
Well, except Tulsi Gabbard, I guess.
Does anyone else just think Obama is a president right now? Is he just having a third term? Because
Kamala's the one that's on the phone with all the world leaders.
Well,
like,
guess who's probably on the phone with Kamala? Obama. All the policies that Joe Biden has enacted are just Obama's policies from before.
Well, a lot
just
of them are like the new.
It is.
A lot of them are just canceling. Yeah, whatever Trump did.
There's like 40. How many now is there? 40
things.
executive orders or something like that?
Oh yeah, over 40.
I mean, that's a dictator right there. Like, they want to talk about Trump being a dictator. I'm like, okay, well, let's be fair here. let's use the same set of rules, right? There's nothing.
I don't
Nobody,
want to. Dude,
nobody's calling him out at all. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Do you know what's really funny? They used to present Melania, who's a beautiful supermodel, as if she was white trash.
Oh my
now
God.
they present Jill Biden as if she's the holy godmother of all.
Dr. Jill Biden.
She's this beautiful,
You
awesome.
asshole.
She wears a scrunchie. She's just like us, everybody. Yeah, I don't know. She wears a scrunchie to keep children's blood off of her fucking hair when she's killing and fucking them. Not the same as the reason why you wear a scrunchie.
Allegedly.
I don't know how else these fuckers stay alive so long without drinking children's blood. I don't know. It just makes sense.
Just buy it online.
Well, look at Biden. He doesn't really look like he's alive. I think he might have died 2 years ago.
I think that too, man. I think Hillary
Maybe
died
it's
too, and they just
maybe
replaced
he's
him with some
brain
other
dead,
old
and they're
fuck.
using like some sort of hyper
computer.
like AI.
Yes.
This is like new, so it's
Yes.
not like it's not really like interacting with a human, but it's similar. You know, it's
that
like
would make
interacting
sense even
with,
the
like,
way
a
he
dumb
talks. The way he talks, it's like it's a dumb computer.
One. Yeah.
It's glitching. He glitches constantly.
Frankenstein, dude.
Yeah.
It's Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein's monster.
I like his
just
toothy
wanted-
smile. He's like, he looks like a complete psychopath.
His
you know what
face
I'm talking
looks
about?
different than it used to look,
changes
dude.
constantly.
That's true.
His hair
I think
looks
he's had
different.
plastic surgery, and he's
Dude,
he's
they
had
all
hair
look like their
change.
body doubles or something
Yeah.
like that. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Only Trump was the one who just remained consistently looking weird.
Yeah,
He's like,
the hair.
I look this way. This is how I am,
tan.
and I didn't change at all.
And he didn't get one gray hair.
Not a fucking
He didn't
gray
age
hair.
at all. I'm like, that's so weird. Like every other president has ended up looking like dog shit. I guess killing innocent people for 4 years kind of weighs on you, maybe.
Sure.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, Trump didn't fucking age at all. I think he's so used to being in litigation from like owning all these buildings and being an entrepreneur from. He's a go-getter. Like he's always making
I think
deals.
that's his drug.
It's his drug. He likes fucking fighting people. Like he's great at arguments. He's great at debating. He's amazing at like all his lawyers and shit. He's constant litigation. I don't know when that guy hasn't been in court. Not him personally, but his lawyers. Like he's always fighting somebody. Somebody's always suing him, or he's suing somebody. Like it's your mindset. Like just is different. You know, so he's like, "Fucking bring it on, pussies! Like
Yeah,
you guys
he's used
suck.
to getting attacked.
Yeah, you guys suck. Like he knows every angle." And-
That's a really great point because
Yeah.
if you just threaten someone with a lawsuit, it scares them so fucking bad
Yeah.
that they will do your bidding. So if you're not afraid of that, which is something that like literally everyone is afraid of,
Yeah.
that's balls.
I've gotten really
dude.
good at it now because I've dealt with like so many car accidents, and I'm dealing with one right now where this bitch lied. But people saying that to me, like, I'm gonna call the health department, all this shit, like being a building manager and stuff. Like I don't get scared when people say that to me. I know it's bullshit. I just say as little as possible and pretend like I'm their friend. And then at the end,
Stab him in the back. Oh, I can't wait till it happens.
I
to
use
me.
all the evidence because people end up incriminating themselves. So I just let them talk and do whatever
Dude,
the fuck
I'm
they
starting
want.
to think that you should
and that's
start
it.
recording people when you talk to them. Even though I
think
broke
it's
myself
illegal
up.
to do it in California without another person's knowledge or something
Of
like
course, it would be illegal. In
Is it all right if I filmed a homeless person taking a dump?
that. I don't know.
Since
in
they're
public,
outside in
Am I
public?
allowed to film myself jerking off? What can I do that?
It has to do
As long as you have a
with
mask on,
your
you're fine.
presumption of
is a mask, but
privacy.
it's a
So if it's in
dog mask.
public place, it's probably
You're
legal.
assuming, yeah.
Because you're assuming
outside
that other
public,
people
yeah.
can witness you and do whatever. So if it's in public, it's probably legal.
If it's in my alleyway, it's legal. I hear you.
Right.
Speaking of legal stuff, I doubt this fat bitch listens, but Taylor was delivering one night, and he's getting ready to make a left to turn to deliver this food, and this fucking psycho bitch rams into him
From behind?
From behind.
The worst.
She's pulling out of the gate, and he's pulling into the gate. And she was trying to beat two other cars going the opposite way, right? And she ended up ramming into him, gets out of her car, and she's like, "Oh my God, I can't even see the damage because your car's so dirty, blah, blah, blah. I have to drop my dad off in the hospital. He's probably going to die because of you. You're probably going to sue me for millions of dollars." This is what she says to him,
Yeah.
okay? This bitch ended up lying in the statement saying that he cut her off.
And there's cameras
Yes.
on the fucking building.
There was no cameras at that gate, but we went there the other day when I said, don't ask why I'm at the Grove when I'm at the Grove, because that building was right by the Grove. I went and found another camera across the street. And then I ended up calling a lawyer because she said that she has injuries. And I was like, I'm going to call the lawyer. And I sent the lawyer all my information. And I found the camera and I contacted their lawyer from the building. And I was like, I need this footage. She ended up paying. Okay, so I wish you guys knew what she looked like. First of all, guess what? What do you think she looks like?
I'm sure.
Her name's Vera, by the way.
She was obviously a supermodel. She looked just like Melania, right? She wasn't fat or
just
or
pump her up a little bit
ugly
more.
or,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Poodle haired. Probably like an obese Weird Al Yankovic.
Yes. Okay, so blonde hair.
Weird Alice Yankovic.
And it looks like her face is drooping. Very ugly. Dog face, dog body, okay? So ugly fat women are just the worst people on the planet.
They are, but they got hurt by life.
Yeah.
The
God
worst
said
people on
you
the
don't
planet.
get to have men attracted to you, which normal women get
No,
to
no.
experience.
Don't say men. Black men are still attracted to them.
Black men aren't attracted to them at all. They just know it's easy pickings, and I respect
Easy
that.
pickings.
Yeah.
That's why I used
Somebody's
got
gotta fuck 'em.
That's why I used to fuck these feminists.
Yeah.
They put out.
Yeah.
But the problem is, unlike these ugly fat women, they don't let go.
No.
They don't let go.
No.
Ever.
Anyway, this psychotic bitch was lying, so I can't wait to catch her in the lie. We got the camera footage. I cannot fucking wait.
Did you watch the camera footage?
No, not yet. We're waiting for it to
won't
get
that be
it.
fun?
I'm waiting to get it. I sent it to my lawyer. I was like, now you talk to their lawyer and get the fucking camera footage. Because my insurance company didn't do their job.
Yeah.
Her
They never do.
They're like, there's no cameras. And I was like, yes, there is, dude. That building is huge.
There's always cameras.
It's Park
man.
La Brea. It's fucking huge. Are you kidding me? I'll find a camera. Right
Yeah.
across the way, I found a camera. I'm like,
Yeah.
bitch, one of these has to work. The gate one doesn't work. That one works. Okay? Give me the fucking footage. So she ended up finding some black dude named Jordan. I found out because they were like, well, we can't tell you the last name. So I went on her Instagram. And she's friends with a guy named Jordan, okay? And it took everything out of me. I wanted to take a bat and just fuck her up. Like, I wanted to murder this woman, okay? I'm joking. I would never murder anybody, right? But I was so enraged. Like, I was shaking. Like, when I was like, this is what you get for being nice, Taylor. I was like, I told you, he's been having neck problems. So I'm like, you should fucking immediately call and tell them this, because
I've got erectile dysfunction
I
from
was like,
watching your
the
fat face.
The fact that she said she was gonna, the fact that she said she was going to sue you you were gonna sue her for thousands of dollars means she's projecting that on you. And that's
knew
exactly
that.
what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
So she made up this whole lie. She found some guy named Jordan to lie and say he was a witness. This is like a week later. Oh, he happened to be a security guard, but he wasn't working that night. He was just walking by. That's not a valid. So now they're saying it's Taylor's fault when he got rear-ended by this fucking woman, okay? And he felt so bad for her. He's like,
impossible.
man, do you think her dad died or whatever? I was like, it's not your fault. It's not your problem. I was like, I'm gonna report it on Monday. We'll give her
Her
a couple.
dad died of shame.
We'll give her a couple days. Exactly. We'll give her a couple days, It should be a no-brainer. I've rear-ended somebody before. I'm like, here, sorry, man. Here's my information. I'll, whatever. I'll call my insurance and let them know. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Making up a whole fucking lie, it's unbelievable. Like, human beings just bother me, and I just.
Dude, isn't it disturbing?
I hope she takes the vaccine, and I hope she gets Bell's palsy and she fucking dies. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I hope she gets Bell's palsy first, has to live like that, even though she's already fat and ugly. Let's make her even more ugly. Because she's already ugly on the inside. That's pretty apparent,
Yeah, I think
Fucking
it's a big myth about people being ugly on the outside.
Pretty on the outside and ugly on the inside.
Yeah, it's like everybody's ugly on the inside anyway. So why don't you just accept it? And
Well, if you have an ugly face like her, it's God telling you. Stay away from that motherfucker and do not trust that motherfucker. Her face looks like it's melting off.
I agree with what you just said.
And honestly,
it's a warning from some kind of
it's a certain type of face.
supernatural thing. Yeah,
It's a certain type of face,
You see someone
man.
that's so ugly, you can tell they're a predator or a threat, and you just stay away from them.
It's a
Many
certain kind of
homeless
face.
people are very ugly.
She has homeless woman face.
Yeah.
But she's been eating a lot, like trust fund baby face, baby fat, just too fat.
all right, fine. I'm going to seduce her and break her heart. This is how we're going to do it.
Will you help me? Would you?
Too Fast
Hey,
sounds
do you
like
want
a
to be a
cool rap
witness?
name.
Yeah, I'll be your witness.
Dude, I was thinking about paying a homeless guy. I'm like, hey, bro, you want to make a couple $100? Let's just say you were sleeping here one night. You saw the whole thing. I'm going to write a map out for you, and this is what you're going to use, you know? That's basically what she did, you know?
This
That's
is a California story to me.
Yeah.
Because
she probably sucks that guy's
everyone
cock.
is so...
you know?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Everyone is so gross and immoral here that it
It's
forces
disgusting.
you to be gross and immoral, too.
Yeah.
You have to get down to their level to
Yeah.
protect yourself. That's kind of what I was trying to say about the homeless dudes. It's like, you're not going to fuck with me at the 7-Eleven.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. I started yelling at the clerk. I was like, why you let these fucking losers in here? Why you let these fucking losers in here to ruin your business? What's the point of this? You have to fight back, man. I want to talk a little bit about these videos I saw on Instagram. And you might have saw it too because it was on the homeless people of Santa Monica or whatever it's called.
Street people of Los Angeles?
Yeah,
or,
Street people of Los
or
Angeles.
Santa Monica.
I saw this on the news, but they posted it on their Instagram too, and I watched it again. On the news, on our 10 o'clock news here in LA, they don't report about the fact that there's a bunch of tents on Melrose Boulevard around businesses. They reported on a guy was...
This is in Hollywood?
Yeah, this guy owns a business.
I'm surprised gays will allow this.
Listen, man, he owns a business on Melrose, which he can't open because nothing's allowed to be open there.
Right.
So he was outside climbing a ladder, and the homeless people that were living on his sidewalk pushed him off the ladder.
Oh, my God.
And so he said, fuck this. You can't call the cops because they don't come. So he said, fuck this, and he started playing... it wasn't Baby Shark. It was something similar on a loop for 24 hours a day.
Oh, my God.
Here's the best part.
Baby
They
Shark,
still wouldn't leave.
They still
wouldn't leave. And the fucking 10 o'clock news came up and interviewed the homeless people. This part was so entertaining to me because they're high on meth. They couldn't find any non-high people to interview. So I'm watching the 10 o'clock news, which used to deliver news. And you're trying to tug at my heartstring by interviewing a drug addict!
Jesus.
Who can't stay sober for 5 minutes to be interviewed for fucking television. They're chattering teeth. They're... Yeah, I can't stand the noise. Why do you even hear the noise? You're so fucking high. But they try to paint this narrative in LA that we're the bad guys. The taxpayers who follow the rules. We follow the rules. We get punished. Mm-hmm. And then the homeless people are supposed to be presented as victims. They're victimizers. They're not victims.
Why isn't there like... I wonder if this ever happened. Like, if anybody ever took their car and just drove over all those tents, you know, and like went apeshit, and just started.
I mean, I'm sure
rammed into them. Why isn't that on the news? I mean, I'm not saying you should do that, but maybe I don't know if if somebody gets upset enough, and then maybe one day somebody will just fucking just drive through one of those fucking encampments.
It wouldn't surprise me if people do, but also it wouldn't surprise me if it was just another homeless person because you know, like a lot of them, like they're attacking each other.
Yeah.
Like
that's a fact. They kill
light
each other,
other's homes on fire.
They do that,
and
dude,
like
they
try to kill
other.
each other.
Yeah.
Like,
they found 3 dead bodies in a homeless encampment yesterday. Some dude just stabbed 3 people there. That's it. This stuff's not on the news. This was just on the scroller at the bottom of the news.
Crazy.
They're not even telling you how fucked up things are. But I wanted to say, because there's a guy, I don't know if he lives in my building or if he's a homeless guy that's in the area that just wanders through the alleyway sometimes, but I hear him screaming. He'll just start screaming, fuck you, bitch, you fucking cunt. And like today, someone had left a bucket out. Oops. So he just went out there and started screaming and kicked the bucket across the alleyway. And I was like, listen, man, if you live here, I understand why you're frustrated. Mm-hmm. But if you don't live here and I'm out in the alleyway, when you pull that shit, I'm going to fuck you up. You are not going to do that around me. I'm not tolerant of this horse shit at all. I'll fuck you up. And that's the other thing about that guy at the 7-Eleven. I could have fucked him up because ain't no cops coming to fix his wagon either. Mm-hmm. They ain't coming for me. They ain't coming for you. That's the other thing I saw on the Instagram that I wanted to talk about. There's a video of a guy in West Hills. West Hills used to be the nice part of the valley because I live like on the cusp of West Hills and Canoga Park. So I look across one street, I see degeneracy. Look across the other way, I see like nice houses and people like riding bikes.
Right.
Well, now West Hills is shit. And there's this video on that Street People of Los Angeles Instagram of a guy's Ring camera and just a drunk homeless guy running up to his car and just smashing the windshield
I saw
with
this.
a fucking brick.
Oh my God.
And the guy is on the phone saying, "I'm calling 911. There's an asshole here breaking my window."
That's when you just take a gun and blow their fucking brains
That's
out.
what I'm saying,
it.
dude.
That's
The
it.
cops are not coming. Calling
Yeah.
911
The
is
car is
such a
worth
waste
more
of
than
time.
that person's life.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you wouldn't go outside with a fucking weapon, a bat,
What
and
did that
just
guy
start
do to
hitting
you?
the fucking guy.
Yeah.
I know exactly what happened because the idiot was the guy was in his yard doing something, and instead of going down there and addressing it directly,
Yeah.
they will go away, dude. I just told you a
Yeah.
story where
Yeah.
I threatened the guy and he went away.
Yeah.
Why would they? Why would they?
Most of the
stay
time, they
around
just
if
want to
you're
be
threatened?
treated like a human being.
Nope.
And people won't make eye contact. No, by human being, I mean if you're acting up, you treat them like shit.
Yes.
You tell them. You tell them go away. I've dealt with it so many times. People in the building. I'll just sit there. I'm like, while smoking a cigarette, I'm like just staring them right in the eyes. I'm like, you guys have to, guy and girl, just high as fuck, smoking fucking meth around the corner. I'm like, just staring them down. Get out now. Leave. You don't live here. Another guy was trying to open the gate one time. I'm like, can I help you? He's like, yeah. Can you open the gate? I was like, do you live here? He's like, no. He's like, well, fuck you then. Why'd you ask? I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Never again. Didn't try it again.
Exactly.
But you
They just
have to
find another
let them know
sucker.
that you're watching.
100%.
That you're watching. And I told him, I was like, I got cameras here. Don't come ever again. I have cameras.
And by the way, they're
And I
scared
have
of
guns.
the cameras.
I have
7-Eleven
cameras
guy
and I have
proves it.
guns. I tell them I have camera and I have guns. Don't. I have fucking guns,
You know what I have? I have a broken microphone stand. But guess what? I've used that to get out of a lot of problems with
I have
other people.
It's not a taser, but it's a shocker. What is it called?
It's a taser, dude. I know what you're talking
No,
about.
shocker.
Is it the thing that like hooks onto your arm and then?
No, it looks
That's
like
a taser,
it looks
I
like a
guess.
flashlight, but it's
like
not
a
it's not a
cattle prod.
taser, but it's
Dude, if someone came out to me, I would just hit him in the balls
something
with
like
it.
that. Yeah, it's like two things, and it's a shot. It like shocks you, but it burns you too. I'm like, okay, I got
Dude,
one of
get him
those.
right in the fucking balls with it.
Got one of those. So I mean, but the
Yeah,
thing
you
with the
got a lot of
weapons is
cloth
like,
down there.
how are you gonna be ready?
You
You
gotta
know?
get it right.
See,
on.
you're right,
Yeah.
Wub. That's why I wear Doc Martens, because I can kick through any amount of homeless clothing. And they wear a lot of clothing. They must have body dysmorphia or something. Do you guys think that you need that many jackets? What the fuck?
Well, they don't have a home to like just hang it up in the closet. They don't have a.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
I want to tell them my sob story. Oh, you had a rough time of it? Well, guess what? I didn't get to be a drunken fuck-up. I went through hell, too, but I didn't get
Yeah.
to fuck up the whole time.
True. I still had to go to work hungover the next day. You know, I didn't get to party on.
Whatever. How about this? I had to watch my mom die. I should be on drugs all the time. I had to do that when I was 13. I had to look her in the eyes while she fucking died. I watched her spirit evacuate her fucking body through the eyes.
Is that how
And I'm not outside drinking and doing drugs all fucking day like a loser. Loser. You're a loser.
What's it
Fuck
look
you.
like? What's it look like?
It's pretty intense. I mean,
yeah, I imagine.
it's the kind of thing that you see when you close your eyes for a long time, forever after.
And
That's so
before you go to
sad.
Is
sleep.
this too edgy for you?
I saw the most attractive homeless guy the other day
My ears are burning.
in a wheelchair. Looked like Jim Morrison. Okay, Jim Morrison with a tan because he's been outside for a while. Piercing eyes. I was just like, whoa. And I was walking to like where I live to the corner store to grab something, and for some reason Taylor was with me. It was just me, and I'm just like. And it took me a while to come back. I was like, dude, I just saw some guy that looked like Jim Morrison in a wheelchair. And he was sitting in the middle of, I mean, basically you make a right turn. He's sitting in the middle of the parking lot to where nobody can drive up in a wheelchair. And he's drinking a Blue Moon. And I was like, dude, why do I want to buy this guy a fucking beer, you know? She was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, yeah. And then I sucked him off and he came off. But no, it was pretty funny. He's like, hi. He's like, hi, sweetheart. How you doing? I'm like, good. How are you? You know, I was just
I've
like-
seen good-looking
I was
homeless
just like,
people too, and I'm like,
how
well,
are you homeless,
yeah, how does this
dude?
happen
Like,
to you?
I'm like,
Yeah.
You must be a real
They
colossal,
are a huge
abusive
fuck
fuck
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
there's
you
no
can't find a
way.
woman that's gonna want to like fix you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I almost bought you a beer because I felt bad for you. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, look at this good-looking young man that's just, you know,
It's shocking
he could be in
that women can be
Doors
homeless
cover
at all,
band or
you
something.
know?
That's what I fucking hate thing.
Yeah.
You know a woman's toxic if she's on the street. Like,
Yeah.
no man
Oh,
wants
man.
to fuck her every
true.
night. She
Yeah,
has to get out.
you have really. How bad is your pussy?
Well,
It's
I
got to
feel
be a
You got a
bad.
stank pussy?
catastrophe.
I feel bad for women, like
Catastrophe.
homeless women, because most of them are really bad drug addicts.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have been like through the system, like
Some of them have been in my bed.
foster care,
And then
all
they
that
became
shit.
drug addicts, but
Foster
there's no
care,
connection,
rape,
right?
molested, like their whole entire life has just been fucked. So they're mentally ill. Like
Can I tell you a good
dudes that
Can I
fuck
tell you
themselves.
can I tell you a good homeless interaction I had?
Yeah.
Because it happens sometimes. Because I was walking down the street and there was a guy that basically just looked like an alternate version of me, sort of like a Muppet Baby homeless version of me with the same beard and haircut. And
I
he was
see
like
myself in him.
without doubt, he was wearing like a big. He was like wearing a big robe. Like he actually did look like Jim Morrison, but Jim Morrison like in his later Twilight years or whatever.
Yeah.
Sort of like Rodney Dangerfield always walked around with a robe when he was old because he was like, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, the guy says to me, "You got any change?" And I was already carrying a liquor store bag, so he knew I
Yeah.
did not have any fucking change.
Yeah.
But I was also wearing a T-shirt that said "The Shining" on it. And the guy goes, so at that point, he's like, "Oh, I just want to have a conversation now. And I don't mind. If you're friendly, I'll have a conversation with you." And the
Yeah.
guy goes, "The Shining. I love that movie." And I go, I say to him, like, "Man, do you ever feel like we're living in The Shining?" And he goes, "It's my favorite movie." He likes living in The Shining.
Yeah, I haven't had many people reporting me lately because, now they figured they probably got rid of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, they probably
I'm
just
so
thought we
shadow
quit.
banned. They probably just thought we
Dude,
quit.
I'm so shadow banned. It's depressing. Because sometimes I just sort of...
Dude, I'm a chick. I could put pictures up of my tits if I wanted to right now. I'd probably have 5 fucking likes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody sees
Oh,
my shit.
100%.
Nobody sees my shit anymore at all.
Yeah, even the shit posters don't
Yeah.
see mine anymore.
Facebook's a little different. I feel like more people see it, but the stuff I post on there, everybody's like, she's making fun of AOC. Like they just get mad at dumb shit. But I don't care about Facebook. But Instagram was my jam. I like
that
Instagram.
AOC, she's pretty smart for a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
She got some smart tits.
when I listen to her, I'm like,
Yeah.
Smart tits.
She's always the victim.
How do you know that you're a leftist if you can't even agree with any... Like, do they just not pay attention to the other stuff?
they
that
don't have any
believe?
actual principles.
They
That's
don't.
why.
They're making
They're
fun of
just
Rush
like-
Limbaugh dying today, for instance. And
yeah.
I guarantee you they haven't heard one thing that he's ever said on the radio.
Oh, sure.
They've never listened to his program.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, like...
I'm sure it's very
sad when
triggering for them
anyone-
if they did listen to it. But I'm like, okay, so this guy dies of cancer. He was very beloved. Like, he had millions of listeners. He had something to say that made millions of people want to listen to him every fucking day. And now he died of cancer. And his main producer was this black guy who's like crying his eyes out. I don't know. I've never really listened to the guy in my life, but it made me feel bad for him. I was like, okay, fine. I could take a joke. Like, it's okay. Some of them were pretty funny. But then at the same, I'm like, just seeing these people, I'm like, can you imagine? I'm like, this guy has family and he has like, and there's like celebrities being like, oh, the true cancer died of cancer. And like, it's just insane to me how you could be so cruel. And like, you come from the party of love and like inclusiveness and all this. It's like, well, how are you going to be so inclusive? Like, when you don't even allow an argument from somebody else, you're not being inclusive. You're
How
shutting
can you be
them
happy
down
that
and
someone else
canceling
dies
them.
and then call yourself compassionate?
You're not.
Yeah.
And wear a mask. You killed my grandma. You don't care about me. Well,
Your bad vibes
you're
killed
literally
Rush
celebrating
Limbaugh.
death. You're celebrating death with somebody you disagree with, and you don't even know if you disagree with them because
you don't even know you disagree with
Yeah.
him, and that's not enough
You
for
don't
someone
even
to
know.
die.
You don't even
need
know.
to like literally fuck with me at
Yeah.
7-Eleven before you need to die.
yeah, it's
Just
like,
disagreeing with me is not enough.
I'm just seeing it, and it's just like maybe now because everybody's at home, but it's just like every day, and I'm like, I'm trying to step away from it too. I'm like, I don't care about this bullshit
I
politics.
don't know
Every
why
week it's a
they
new story,
care that he died or not.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference in their lives.
You don't listen to him. You don't give a shit about what he says anyway. So like,
They just want to say
who
something mean.
cares about some celebrity who dies anyway? I take the same stance
Yeah.
that I have on Rush Limbaugh's death as I do Kobe Bryant's death.
Yeah.
If I had something funny to say, I would say it.
Right.
But if I don't, I mean, it's got to be like.
I don't care if it's
Like,
funny. I'm like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
whatever. But when
But
people are like
it's
being
almost
serious about it,
never
I'm like,
funny,
it's never funny.
you know?
It's never funny because it's coming from a bad place. It's coming from a place of like ignorance. Like I know it because I'm like, I know you've never heard this person because you're talking about him being a pill popper. The guy was a pill popper years ago.
Yeah, we're
That's
talking
the one
20
story you
years
remember.
ago. Yeah.
Like my God,
Can we talk about that
you
for a
can't.
second?
There's no forgiveness.
Yes, doesn't anyone ever give props to people that pull their fucking life out of the toilet
fix
'Cause
themselves?
I respect.
What are you,
the Rush
perfect? You
Limbaugh
never made a
for that.
mistake in your life?
And by the way, he was taking like 40 pills a day. Like
yeah,
he
it was ridiculous.
He was in a bad place.
That's what I'm
So if he
saying.
pulled himself out of
And he
that, he's a
did.
fucking hero.
I mean,
He's
he got
not outside-
cancer from Big Pharma for sure.
Absolutely, he did. You get stomach cancer and stuff because it eats up. But anyway, I hope you die, listener, so we can make fun of your death.
Yeah.
They must also just not experience death in a personal way. It's sad when anyone dies, dude. And if you actually see people in their last moments, it's tragic. No matter what. Even when you're surrounded by your family, you're alone when you die. You are in another state.
Right.
I don't feel good about anyone dying.
I don't
Except
think you
Richard
do.
Bain. Like I need another version of me walking around fucking all the women I used to fuck. Fuck off, Richard. I'm just kidding. I still feel bad that he died.
No, because what is there to fucking live for? Dude, what the hell is going? Like, look at this. 2021, a whole fucking year.
Total waste.
And if you're somebody who's, been doing comedy and you're cut off from it and you're by yourself.
And you're all
like,
alone with the drugs that you used to sell to other
I'm
comedians.
lucky I don't have, I have somebody. I'm not by myself. Like, I can only imagine being, enclosed with four walls and just staring like a fucking psychopath. Like, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the beginning of it when he, I think, killed himself.
Dude, no one knew. That's exactly right. There was so much anxiety because even we didn't go out for 2 months. Like,
dude,
we
I
don't
was
know.
How
thinking
depressing
about it
is it? It's
today.
fear,
I was like, how funny is it how scared I used to be to interact with people at the beginning of the.
We didn't
I
know.
know, and now
fear
I've
porn.
changed my behavior based on the information that has come to me.
Yeah, but you're
And
smart.
it's
You changed
liberating.
you changed your mind month 4, month 5.
No, by April we were out.
We were out.
doing
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, we went out.
We were doing
started
podcasts.
Yeah,
I
we
argue
were still
that
doing the podcast.
I had issues
but-
with my car, and that was more crippling to me than the quarantine.
Yeah. Well,
Man.
everybody's using COVID for a fucking excuse now, but yeah.
Yeah, it's an excuse
It's
for
like,
everything.
well, also like,
I
this
can't
is-
wait for Newsom to recall though.
Dude, he's so close. He's so
I know.
close.
I'm one of the people that signed the thing.
I did too.
Yeah,
But now
right,
he
my
wants
grocery
to use
store.
signatures
signature
verification, even though he
Yeah,
was
we
cool
got
with it,
it,
not
yeah.
for the for the mail-in ballots. Now we don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. Well, let's mail everybody out. But for his recall,
Yeah.
he wants
We got to get legit.
we got to get legit,
signatures.
motherfucker.
Did we ever talk about this? Because I can't remember. I had a conversation with 2 gay homeless dudes, outside the El Cid one day.
How did you know they were gay? Were they butt fucking when you walked upon
No,
them,
they
or?
had- you should see the way that their tent was decorated. It had like rainbow flags and shit. But they also, you could tell they were like a couple that had like, they just bicker all day. Right?
yeah.
But me, and I believe it was,
Cute.
I think it was me and Webb were standing outside complaining about the homelessness problem. And then these dudes just walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, are you talking about the homelessness problem?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "It's fucked up. This city's fucked up. They don't take care of us." They hate Garcetti too. They hate all those fuckers just as much as we do because they know it's not right that they're not being taken care of properly. There's no reason why they should be in a tent
Well,
on
it
top
sounds
of
like
a bridge.
they actually want to have housing. Some people don't want to have housing. They belong in the sane asylum. They belong, where
Yeah.
crazy people go.
Yeah.
Like for true. And I hate to say that because my worst
Yeah.
nightmare is me being like, I'm not crazy. And like people are like, no, you are crazy. Like who the fuck is who will decide that, So for me, that's hard. But
Brittany's dad.
But looking at people, yeah, free Britney. But looking at people, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you do belong in it. Like you need treatment. Like you need to get
Not
off
all
of drugs.
some drugs should be illegal. Meth's
yeah,
one of them for
yeah,
sure.
because you get psychosis, you get fucking psychotic, man.
And that's something else I wanted to say because like sometimes I do understand it a little bit because if you've ever taken a drug like meth or crack or cocaine, if you take a lot of it, you don't know what the fuck is going on around you.
Blackout mode,
yeah, you're raging against, because that's why they're screaming at ghosts and shit, dude. They don't know that it's 50 years after their girlfriend broke up with them. They think that they're still having that fight. I do feel bad for them on that regard. Just don't do it in front of my fucking face. I don't want to
see you doing drugs and taking.
And I don't do drugs out in public either. So it's not like I'm making you watch me smoke weed. I
look at your gross feet.
I make my neighbor across the way watch me smoke weed.
Yeah.
Every time I see her come to the window and open it, I'm just like, go away! Go away! I'm trying to watch traffic drive by. Come on! Get out of here!
My cats don't like you.
My cats don't like him, probably. Yeah. Those cats is wild. It was great to be back and see you guys again. I had so much that I had to get off my chest.
Yeah, I felt it.
We barely touched the surface.
That's a fact, dude. That's a fact.
We're going to move the podcast to, are we going to announce this?
What?
We're moving to Austin. We're going to move the podcast to Austin.
Yeah. We should just tell people
we were supposed
to Austin and then just don't.
We were supposed to move last week, but it's like a polar vortex, so it's all freezing and stuff. Mm-hmm. And
hell froze over.
Yeah, so we're going to go next week. Hilarious. Next week we're moving.